the Golden State Warriors win the NBA championship. I mean, let's just talk about this. This is one of those things that happened, and I was actually pretty excited. Okay, I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm excited for the Warriors and the Boston Celtics. Man, they just threw away this game all the way from the first quarter. This time they were leading, and they just lost this game. I mean, just shout out to Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry for pulling it back and just doing their thing and coming out as champions, because this is something that it's very good, very exciting to see that trio up once again. The last time that was 2019, and they were just injury riddled. That's the time KD went down with Achilles injury. Then Klay Thompson tore his ACL in the finals. I mean, it was just so hard to watch. But in 2019, 2020, they never made the playoffs. Steph Curry, he went down. 2021, they got eliminated. They got bounced in the play-in tournament by the Memphis Grizzlies. And seeing them in the 2022 finals and winning the championship and winning it all with that group of guys just hits different, because I saw this game and I just saw them just raring to go, and they just won this thing all the way from the fast ball. The Boston Celtics team just looked like shell shocked. They didn't know what they were doing there. Then the Golden State Warriors just came in and flat out dominated, and this is something that they were not able to stop. They couldn't even stop the bleeding. This time the Boston Celtics, all the way from the first, they just held by 22 points. The Stephen Curry led Golden State Warriors team just came in, just kept piling on the points, and it seemed that they just didn't have an answer for Stephen Curry. And the Warriors just came in and just swooped in the Boston Celtics home floor in the TD Garden. This is a game that the Boston Celtics would have won, but the Stephen Curry-led Golden State Warriors, they decided otherwise. And I actually predicted this in 7 games, but you can see that trio right there on the screen. They just decided that it's going to be in Game 6 where they're going to clinch it. I said Warriors in 7, but now Game 6, man. Stephen Curry just did everything. He rose up from adversity. He wielded this team to the finals. He took them to the championship. I mean, he led that team. That's why he got the Larry O'Brien, not the Larry O'Brien, but the Bill Russell Finals MVP. And this is something that you don't get to see a lot, because as such a team like the Golden State Warriors having such success, it's not something that is seen like regular. You can see teams just going in and just winning one championship and dipping and just just doing other things. But you can see the Warriors, they just decided, what, we just want more banners, we want more trophies, we want more trophies in our franchise. And that is what they built on. Even when they were down, even when they looked like they were tanking, even in the 2019 2020 season, 2020 2021, they looked like they were tanking. They still did not remove the championship mindset and mentality that they had, and that's why they are at this point. That is something that I admire with the Golden State Warriors, especially Bob Myers, who is one of the best GMs in this league. He put that team together. They have a great coaching staff in Steve Kerr, and the rest of the coaching staff. They just came out and did their thing. You can see up and coming guy like Jordan Poole. You can see right there, he has had spectacular moments in this finals and also this postseason, and he is actually a true testament to just working on yourself and improving yourself. And also Gary Payton II. I mean, great teams. And you can see down there, 7-time champions, you can see on the screen, just glorious. I mean, the Chase Center is just going to put up one banner. And Steve Kerr, man, second to win championships in 4 decades as a player or coach. This is something that has not happened. And you can see Golden State Warriors, man, first class franchise. Right now, I mean, the narratives that are just going to be spun are just going to be so incredible. You can see they are going to say, you see the Golden State Warriors, they were good without KD in going back to back with him. When he left, there's this whole narrative that the Warriors are done, they're not going to win any more championships. That's the whole narrative that was being spun by NBA media and pundits alike. and also the whole situation where in the 2015 NBA Finals when they won it, it was put on an asterisk when NBA media and NBA fans alike, myself, even to me, myself, to be honest, was saying that this was an asterisk championship because Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving were injured and LeBron had to solo squad his team. So there was an asterisk put there. Then also in the 2017, in the 2016 when they blew a 3-1 lead, I mean, they were laughed at by the whole NBA community. And in the 2017 season, you could see Zaza Pachulia, he injured Kawhi Leonard. So there was this narrative spun that they only win when teams get injured. So they didn't get the full credit that they deserved with winning with KD, and also KD joining Golden State. So Stephen Curry didn't have all the flowers because they saw that they got a super team. KD, the whole revenge mission was people hating on KD. So Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors didn't get the credit they deserve because they actually were the most hated team in the NBA, not NBA history, but in the NBA at the time. And 2018, them battling with the Houston Rockets in the West Finals, CP3 going down, them winning. There was a narrative that spun that people were saying that they were going to win anyway. But the Houston Rockets nation guys were saying that if CP3 was healthy, he would have taken the Rockets to the finals. But so they didn't get full credit to even beating LeBron James, who was the lone All-Star in the Cavs. So they didn't get full credit in winning. Even when the success was there, you could see even KD coming out with the statement that those 2 championships that he won in Golden State didn't satisfy him. And also in the 2018-2019 season, you can see Draymond Green and KD went into it. They got into it a lot, and it was just the success there didn't hit them pretty well. It wasn't fun at the time, but this season it was different because they didn't have all those narratives coming in. Actually, after the 2019 postseason when they lost in the finals and injuries to KD and Klay Thompson hit them, there was no much expectations on the Golden State Warriors team, to be honest, because they were seen as a tanking team. That's why they got James Wiseman with the 2nd or 3rd overall pick. So when that happened, guys, wrote them off as a tanking team. 2020, 2021, they tried to make the postseason, but they got bounced by the Lakers and the Memphis Grizzlies in the play-in tournament. So there was no much expectation. Then also Stephen Curry was quoted as saying, "You don't want to see us next year." So I mean, fast forward to this postseason, you can see, man, he was serious. He wasn't playing around. He said that he was gonna win, and that's what happened. But the whole point of me giving this background story is to tell you how different and how special this championship is. There was no narrative going into it. They were not the favorites to win it all. The favorites to win it all were Milwaukee after winning last year. The Celtics, the way they came out. Others even mentioned like the Los Angeles Lakers when they acquired Russell Westbrook and it didn't pan out. Even the Brooklyn Nets when this whole situation where they had this trio of Kyrie, KD, and James Harden. So it's them seeing a team that wasn't even picked as the favorites to winning it all is actually pretty special. And this championship, I can say, just hits different because it's not riddled with any narratives. No one is gonna say that they depended on a super team to win. And they just built. And one thing that people don't understand: if you hate on the Warriors, and to be fair, myself, sometime way back in 2016, I really didn't like the Warriors especially when they got KD, and also 2015 when they beat the Cavs. I didn't like the Warriors, but one thing that you must know is never the hate for a player doesn't have to supersede their greatness. You shouldn't just hate on a player just because they're great. You should actually acknowledge them and just put some respect, because respect is agree to recognize and abide by. So you have to agree to recognize and abide by that this trio of Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green are the best trio in the finals because they've won 21 games in the finals, something that hasn't been done in the past 30 years. So honestly, if you hate on the Warriors, man, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with you. They actually have the most, likable team, the most humble team. I can say that Klay Thompson, very humble, Stephen Curry, humble, Draymond Green, he can come off as arrogant, but that dude, worked hard and put himself in this position. So you can't say that he has to be humble. He can do his thing. Let him do his thing. You got first timers Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole winning their first championship, Gary Payton the second. It's just an awesome feeling, and this is one thing that many NBA fans must just acknowledge, that this team is just a good team. It's just a well coached team, well run team. The front office is just A level, and they know how to put themselves in power positions to be able to win. So this championship just definitely hits different, especially them winning in the TD Garden in the Boston Celtics floor. It's actually pretty awesome. I loved the fact that they won. I picked the Warriors to win at first in 7 games, because I thought that the Boston Celtics should show some fight. But after Game 4, man, Game 4, Game 5, Game 6, the Boston Celtics lost 3 straight games and not able to recover. And in this game, even in this Game 6, they had no fire, they had no spark, they had nothing. And this is something that happening in your home floor. I would understand if this happened in when you're away, but in your home floor, if you lose that spark, you lose that energy that you had at the start of the series. You still in Game 1 and Game 3. It's something that it's not a good look for Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and honestly, they need to rethink some few things in the off season, especially how they played. And if Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are not going to be able to figure it out, they're not. This is the highest they're going to make it to. They're going to make the finals, but they're not going to win it, because honestly, they're fast timers. I'm not going to say that they didn't put their best, but championship experience. The Warriors had it on their belt. This is their 6th finals trip in 8 years. So they're the guys. They're the real deal. And honestly, I just feel happy for the Golden State Warriors, even though I'm a Lakers fan. But honestly, I have to acknowledge greatness where it is. So I know the narrative that Fast Take and ESPN are gonna spin. They're just gonna say KD and Kyrie are the eventual losers with these NBA finals, because they left their franchises, and their franchises are thriving better years after they left. Kyrie Irving said that he actually downplayed his teammates in the Celtics, the guys who are shining right now in Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. He left in the 2019 free agency, and also KD left the Golden State Warriors in the 2019 free agency to team up with Kyrie in Brooklyn. And look how they turned out. They got swept by the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics were just up on a revenge tour this postseason. And I also dare say the Golden State Warriors are also on a revenge tour of their own, because they wanted to prove all the narrative creators wrong, all the guys who spread false misconceptions on them. And this is something that when it happened, I was actually happy to see them winning. And they beat the Boston Celtics at home 3 straight. So pretty awesome. Stephen Curry, now he has a finals MVP, and he is a 4-time champion. And this is something that I'm happy to see. And the Warriors are 7-time champions. So yeah, man, I'm happy for the Golden State Warriors. And okay, I'm not a bandwagon fan, but I have to acknowledge greatness where it is. So yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see these finals, that the finals come to a close. Next month is NBA free agency. It's just going to be a frenzy. And yeah, man, I'm out. Peace.